Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. Well, it's another beautiful spring day in the Lowcountry, and of course there's still a lot to cover, so let's get started with today's headlines. If you followed the Alec Murdaugh trial back in 2023, you'll be familiar with his defense attorney, Dick Harpootlian. Now the Columbia-based attorney and former state senator has a new, extremely high-profile client. Harpootlian will be representing Hunter Biden in a federal libel lawsuit. In the suit, Biden alleges that Patrick Byrne, the outspoken conservative founder of Overstock.com, made statements in 2023 accusing Biden of communicating with the Iranian government in the fall of 2021, offering to have President Biden unfreeze $8 billion in Iranian funds in return for $800 million being funneled into the private accounts of the Biden family. Biden claims the statements are completely false. Byrne's answer to the suit says his alleged defamatory statements are in fact true and thus serve as an absolute defense to defamation and are protected speech. Harpootlian, a longtime friend of President Biden, confirmed his representation in an interview Monday with the state newspaper. The trial is slated to begin in late July in Los Angeles. Under a tax cut proposal rolled out Tuesday afternoon, South Carolina income tax filers would see a new flat tax that would keep more money in their paychecks, but smaller refunds when they file in 2027. The bill would bring the state's income tax rate to 3.99% across the board in 2026, replacing the current two-tier system where the highest rate is 6.2%. And if income tax revenue grows by enough each year, it could drop as low as 2.49%. The key part of the plan is shifting from using federal taxable income to using adjusted gross income. One of the authors of the bill, Ways and Means Chairman Bruce Bannister, says the shift makes us not only more competitive, but also more attractive to new businesses and more affordable for families to call South Carolina home. To help soften the blow for people who may end up with smaller refunds, the state would also create a $6,000 personal exemption for certain filers. The proposed bill would also maintain all existing deductions and credits. If the bill passes the House, it will move to the Senate for approval. The town of Hilton Head Island government is committed to making the beach accessible even for those visitors and residents who are differently abled. As part of the town's ongoing ADA efforts, they have expanded accessibility features, and there are more improvements on the way. Currently in place, both Coligny Beach and Islanders Beach have 3 beach-friendly wheelchairs that are free to use. There are expanded Moby mats at all beaches, especially Coligny, and there is an ADA-friendly overlook pavilion at Islanders Beach Park. Coming soon, even more beach wheelchairs, new storage at 5 beach parks, and updated signage for beach rules and rip current safety. Old Town Bluffton will get its 6th historical marker on April 5th, when it is unveiled at the home of the First Zion Missionary Baptist Church, formerly the First African Baptist Church. The church existed at a time when the country was embroiled in the Civil War and was founded by a pastor, Abraham Murchison, who was a slave from Georgia. Murchison was also the first mayor of Mitchellville, which is, of course, the first settlement in the U.S. for freed Black people in the country. When Bluffton was burned by the Union Army in June of 1862, many homes, businesses, and other churches were destroyed, but the First African Baptist Church was spared and became a place where former slaves would worship for many generations. A ceremony and reception commemorating the event will take place at 10 Robertson Street in Old Town Bluffton, April 5th from 12 to 2. And it's worth a quick mention that demolition has begun on Hilton Head at 69 Pope Avenue, the former site of Enchiladas. Please drive with caution and expect delays in the area. The work is expected to be complete by April 14th, and the town will share updates on the future use of the property at a later date, so stay tuned for those updates. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. May Rivers girls soccer team blanked Beaufort 7-0 on Beaufort's own last night, albeit without star Selena Duncan on the field for the Eagles, while Bishop England took down Bluffton to stay undefeated, and second-place Hilton Head kept pace with a 7-0 win over Colleton County. May Rivers boys put up 2 touchdowns on Beaufort in a 14-1 win, and on the other end of the spectrum, HHCA's Ian Kelly made 2 saves and penalties to give the Eagles a shootout win over First Baptist after a scoreless draw. Tough luck for HHCA's baseball team, which lost 2-1 at Lawrence Manning on a controversial obstruction call at the plate. Looks out to me. And we had a nearly 5-hour softball game last night with Whale Branch claiming a 42-33 win at Lake Marion. You heard me. The 75 combined runs are the 6th most in a high school softball game in history per the National Federation of High School Wild. We discussed all this local sports news and more on last night's Loco Sports Lowdown. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks, Justin. Well, March has been Dental Awareness Month, and as we close it out, we're going to learn about how important our dental health is after a quick break. Don't go away.